For 30 days, the red Ferrari sat silent in the corner of a luxury garage, untouched and forgotten. Mechanics had come and gone, shaking their heads, murmuring about rare parts and impossible diagnostics. Its owner, a successful businesswoman named Claire Whitman, had begun to believe the car and her patience were beyond repair. Claire wasn't short on money, but time was another story. The Ferrari had sentimental value. It was the last gift from her late brother, a reminder of long coastal drives and laughter she hadn't heard in years. Every failed repair felt like losing him again, piece by piece. One afternoon, as rain streaked the glass walls of the garage, a man stood quietly near the entrance. His clothes were worn, his shoes scuffed, and his hands bore the marks of years of hard labor. His name was Daniel Reyes, unemployed for 6 months, a mechanic no shop would hire. Daniel hadn't planned to stop there. He was walking home after another rejection when he noticed the Ferrari. Something about the way it sat, too clean, too silent, pulled at him. He asked the receptionist if he could take a look. She laughed softly, assuming desperation had clouded his judgment. Claire overheard the exchange. Exhausted and irritated, she almost dismissed him, but something in Daniel's calm voice made her pause. "You've got 1 hour," she said flatly. "I won't pay you." "I just want the truth." Daniel nodded, already rolling up his sleeves. Inside the garage, Daniel moved differently than the others. He didn't rush. He listened. He rested his palm on the hood, then beneath the chassis, as if the car were speaking to him. The previous mechanics had relied on scanners and software. Daniel relied on instinct. 30 minutes passed. Claire watched from her office, arms crossed, expecting failure. Then Daniel asked for a bucket of water, a multimeter, and an old wrench. No expensive tools, no replacements, just focus. He traced wiring paths others ignored, noticing subtle corrosion hidden beneath luxury panels. The problem wasn't the engine. It was a microfracture in a grounding cable buried deep within the car's electrical system. Under heat, the signal failed. Under cold, it worked just enough to confuse diagnostics. It was invisible unless you knew where pain liked to hide. Daniel soldered the fracture, reinforced it with insulation, and adjusted the grounding angle by mere millimeters. He wiped his hands, stepped back, and nodded. "Try it now," he said softly. Claire hesitated, then pressed the ignition. The Ferrari roared to life, smooth, powerful, unmistakable. The sound echoed through the garage like a heartbeat returning. Claire's breath caught. For a moment, she couldn't move. Then tears filled her eyes as memories flooded back. 30 days of silence shattered in seconds. She rushed out, stunned. "How?" she asked, her voice trembling. Daniel shrugged. "Cars are like people," he said. "They fail where no one's listening." He turned to leave, assuming his role was finished. He didn't ask for money. He didn't wait for praise. "Wait," Claire said quickly. She asked about his story. Daniel admitted he'd lost his job after his shop closed, that interviews ended the moment employers saw his age and worn resume. Skill didn't matter anymore, they said. Only certifications and speed. Claire made a decision that day. She paid Daniel not just for the repair, but for every rejection he'd endured. More importantly, she offered him something no one else had: trust. She owned a small luxury restoration company. It needed someone who understood machines, not manuals. Within months, Daniel became the heart of the operation. Cars once labeled impossible found new life under his hands. Clients didn't ask how fast he worked. They asked when he was available. And Claire, every time she drove the Ferrari, smiled. Not because it ran, but because she'd listened. 30 days of failure had taught her something money never could. Sometimes the impossible only waits for the right person to be heard.